Welcome to the Generation Fit podcast. I'm your host, Coach Chris, and my co-host, Coach Brett. Today on podcast 36, we talk about Thanksgiving, what our favorite things are about it, and how to navigate around it. Enjoy. In terms of Thanksgiving strategies, so I think we talked about this before with my old co-host, but my still business partner, Benji. And we had a lot of fun. And I think that the strategy works so well that it doesn't have to change. And it really just depends on the person. But I think we'll break it down to two. Okay, so I'll break it down the first part as setting the scene. Like we're talking like a week in advance, basically. So starting that Monday, you're already preparing. The goal with all this is the same goal as going out, the same prep. Sorry. It's the same prep as if you were going out for another event somewhere in the week. So if you had listened to us before, we always talk about prepping the entire week in terms of calories and having an idea of when your low and high days are. So in this specific case, you know that Thanksgiving is going to have a lot of the foods that you eat. So before we even talk about the Thanksgiving foods, let's set the scene. Monday through Wednesday, you are going to significantly eat less, a lot less. So we're talking, if you know your numbers, it's like, let's say 2,000 calories is your maintenance, let's just say. It's more like 25 for most guys, actually. Yeah, 25 is the easy number. 2,500 calories, right? So 2,000, you'd be eating 2,000 calories every single day. If you don't count your calories, then hey, you probably should go to bed a little bit hungry every single day leading up to that day. Okay, so every meal you should not eat till you're full, or even you should be like barely satiated. That's how it lead up to Thanksgiving. Post Thanksgiving, also the same thing. Just make sure that you're eating a little bit less, being less satiated every single time, or also just having 500 calories less every single day, which would be 2,000 calories across the board. So that's one. Two, now we lead up to Thanksgiving Day, and this is where my take is. By all means, this has helped so many people that I've worked with throughout the past. I actually recommend fasting leading up to the day. You're like,
really?
I recommend fasting. So most people's Thanksgivings are what, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, give or take? Yeah. All right. So about 4 or 5 o'clock. So let's break your fast between 12 and 2, right? And that meal is, I'm not joking, only the leanest protein you can get, a salad, maybe a piece of fruit, right? We're talking at least 2-3 servings of protein right there, lots of fiber, all that kind of stuff. Before you get to the party or the event, have a protein snack, another piece of fiber, so a piece of fruit, another more veggies, like even if it's raw vegetables. And then when you get to the event, just lead your plate with some meat. And this is where you can play a little bit. So if you just enjoy more of the sides, like the stuffing, the sweet potato casserole, what else is there? The gravy, like you just like the heart of Thanksgiving foods, then you just go a little bit lighter on desserts. Like maybe just like a little piece of each at most. Or maybe just 1/16 of a slice of the pie. Okay? Or you can just really focus on the meat, more veggies, like usually what? Like Brussels sprouts. It's like a big thing at that time, or something of that nature. And then you can have more pieces of the pies that are usually there, or the desserts that you thoroughly enjoy, and also have a drink or two with it, right? And that's a way you can enjoy without going crazily overboard. That's probably like 4,000 calories just from speaking this out loud. And it comes very fast. So that has been the most successful take for most of these people all the way throughout. And I think before Brett's goes here, it's more the mindset. Like I know Thanksgiving is all about the food, but it's really about the people. So when you're there, it's more of enjoying the company of other people you never see, that you normally don't, and being grateful for that. And when even I used to deal with this, and I used to look forward to eating all the desserts and all the foods and just stuff my face and thinking that, unclipping my belt afterwards was a normal thing. It's not. This is like binge eating disorder 101. And coming from a guy who's had it, it's not normal to do this. At the end of the day, yes, you only have these foods probably once every year, or not very often, but you're focused on the people. You're focused on the company. And then you have the foods that are social and that you can enjoy, but not to the point where you have to break an entire week's worth of calorie budgeting. That is actually absurd. And that is actually what I used to do. So what I am telling you now is from my experience as a person who's dealt with eating disorders, and somebody who coaches people now, saying that if we all know you're going to go over, so you might as well plan it out, and then you also might have a strategy going into it, so you don't have to deal with this yourself. So, what would your take be, Brett, on this?
I mean, like the most is really just like leading with a protein. It's like a lot of it's just about satiation. It's about moderation, and that's going to start with getting enough protein out of the turkey as you can. If you're like, if you come into Thanksgiving and you just like, it's like the Wild West. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm fucking going for the mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are not a vegetable. Mashed potatoes are a vehicle for butter. Like that is 100% what they are. There's not a single household in America that can tell me differently. It's like, if you're using some weird mashed potato mix that has no butter in it and it's like low calorie somehow, you're weird. That's a weird thing to do. Just use butter. But like, if you do like a huge pile of fucking mashed potatoes, like it's very, very like calorie laden. So honestly, all what I do for the most part is I just really aggressively go after the turkey. I try to keep white meat. You can have some dark meat too. Um, if you're trying to like lean out, like it's not that big a difference calorie wise. If you like a little better, so you eat a little more of the protein. You have dark meat by all means, and for the most part, that's probably half my plate, right? Like that's the go-to. Following that, like a little bit of veg option, like a little bit of mashed potatoes, just enough that I can say I had some. Same with stuffing. Anything of that nature is just gonna like drive the calories up, like up if you have too much. So I really just try to like overload the protein and just focus on that. Um, if you have enough protein for your entree, then like by the time you get to dessert, like if I have enough turkey, I don't really want to have like 3 pieces of pie or something. I'm still full. I'm still breaking it down, so I don't really have that need afterwards. So I'll have like a little piece, just like half a slice of pie, half a slice of cheesecake, whatever, just to kind of like satiate that like the social pressure of it. But for the most part, like if you eat enough of the turkey, you're just not going to have enough space left over for everything else without having like an amount of discomfort because you're just like so overfull by that point. But yeah, you were saying something.
No, it's true. It's 100% true. It's like we always talk about protein preloading. That's one of our biggest
Yeah.
principles in our 9 to Fit nutrition system, and it happens here too. And I think I'll break it down kind of like 3 archetypes of people on Thanksgiving because it kind of can go and fluctuate in spectrum. So I think let's start with the mindset, right? Like I know I talked a little bit about it, but I think it's also setting yourself up for maintenance. Like I don't think anybody this week should be focusing on dieting, right? If you already have a plan, right? If you're seeing family, seeing friends, and you barely get to see them as well, it is meant to be a day of relaxing, enjoyment, gratefulness, right? And appreciation. That's number one. So when you think about, I don't want you thinking about food and every single calorie that's going into your mouth per se, right? But just having a gauge about it. And so when you do this strategy of eating less throughout the week, but when you enter that day, yeah, you're just plan out to break even that week. Okay. So you're not mentally beating yourself up in the head saying, like, oh, I didn't lose weight. And then you also, if you're the person that's already active and trying to lose weight while doing this, you're probably going to see a massive spike the next morning. And it's because you have way more food in your body and you ate things that you normally don't eat, which will cause some inflammation. And hold on to some water. And it's going to happen. But don't be afraid. Do not be fearful of the weight on that scale because you're going to come back down, naturalize back at the weight that you were, and you get right back on track. So I think the one is mindset. And now that the archetypes of people. So I'll speak on mine first, which is I love all the pie, like all of the pie. So I am a big sweet tooth. First, like I mentioned earlier, I am not the typical. I love all like the American sides. I don't even like turkey that much. To be fair, I only eat it because it is healthier. Like it's very lean, right? Whether like
Yeah.
I'll eat it, but I will never go out of my way to go get it,
I
right?
don't
Like
know if anyone likes turkey that much. You know what I
exactly,
mean?
right?
Like, unless you're doing something weird to it. Like if you're deep frying your turkey, like yeah, I fucking guess so, but like don't fucking do that. That's
Yeah,
insane.
every single meat is like ground turkey. I rather have ground beef. If it's like turkey leg, it's like I'd rather just go pay for chicken leg. It's so much cheaper.
Yeah.
If it's literally anything like turkey breast. It's like, why not just get chicken breast? Like, why not already get it? But it's usually only here on Thanksgiving. So I digress. If you're like me, I will 100% delegate it like this. The minimalist amount of sides possible, about 2-3 palmfuls of turkey on my plate, or ham. Actually, I think it's one of the bigger meats too. And then maybe a little bit of the sides, so just to get that flavor and taste. Because like, yeah, you never like. When's the last time next time you have a cranberry sauce with a little bit of gravy and a little bit of sweet potato casserole or mashed potatoes with a gallon of butter? Like, you're never gonna do that. So you might as well have a little bit of each, and then save the rest of like the 2,000 calories in general from the sweets. That is actually what I do. I'm not gonna lie. So if it was a traditional Thanksgiving dinner, I would take 3 palmfuls of turkey on one fat plate, stack it about this high. If you see it on me on camera, it's about to my forehead, and I have a big forehead. And then, and then I will to get little bits. We're talking like maybe half. No, I would say like what I could probably pick up in like 3 fingers, from thumb, index, and ring and middle finger, and on my plate as the sides. The next plate is just every single pie available, and I'll cut it into like 1/16. You know, like really like tinier. But I'll have like blueberry, apple, pecan, a little piece of brownie, cookie. But like cumulative total is no more than 1,000 calories itself. So like I will sacrifice the sides for the dessert. That is,
Yeah.
Guys who are definitely on my side of would just rather eat sweets. I don't know, are you more of the other side? Like you'd rather like have more of the sides?
I depends on the sides. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely some sides that I just fuck with. Like, I love mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are so good because it's entirely butter. Like, yeah, like that's so good. I love stuffing, but I can't really get away from cheesecake. I can't really get away from, uh, anything chocolatey. Really kind of gets me. I'm a huge chocolate lover. So that's the desserts can be like a little hit or miss for me. If there's not a lot of chocolate around, I'm usually pretty safe. If there's a lot of chocolate around, like I'm pretty cooked. There's a reason like why I usually schedule my like so for those of like who don't know, when you're like in fitness for a long time, if you want to like put on a serious amount of muscle, you require like a bit of a calorie surplus. So I try to like track my whole year, and then I usually keep like the holidays for times where I should be in a bit of a surplus. So I still try to like play pretty close to the chest, because like I can get out of hand real fast. But I always try to have my surplus for this time of year, just for this exact reason. But desserts will fucking sink my battleship though. Like fucking chocolate is so good. I love chocolate so much. You can put it on fucking anything, I'll eat it.
Fair enough. And I'm surprised. It's funny as Brett hates wine, or he doesn't really like it. He doesn't have a palate
I'm
for it.
not big on
Even
wine.
though, like you just mentioned, everything that would go well with wine, which is
Yeah, I
like
know.
chocolate,
Yeah.
cheeses, cheesecake. But which is fascinating to me. So now let's go to the people that this is the third archetype, which is the people who love drinking, who just enjoy social drinking, right? And this is another thing too, is like if you're a person that naturally just has more when you're around people that, and I already recommend bringing it down to like 2 drinks at most, anyways. And my real drinks too. We're not talking like the heavy pours of a wine glass. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I have already done a whole video on. What I mean by that is if you know you're gonna go for like a whole bottle yourself, like the whole like from 5 o'clock all the way to like 10 p.m., like fine. But just know that you have to sacrifice both the desserts and the sides automatically. Like that's the it's basically like a seesaw, like a 3-way seesaw here. And it's like a matter of which way do you want to pull. It's like you have alcohol, carbs, and desserts, right? The sides and desserts. And it's basically like one side's so heavy, the other 2 are basically gone. And it's kind of like it's a 3-way seesaw. If you can picture that. I'll have the AI video it. But that's kind of like the 3 main archetypes. So whether you're a side person, a dessert person, or an alcohol person during these social events. And actually, I'll tell you this. When I used to have a really bad relationship with food, on Thanksgiving Day, I would fast, but I would fast all the way until there, and then I would just engorge myself, right? Like, I mean, engorge. I used to take every possible, I would probably get 5 plates. I would lead with turkey and all that kind of stuff, but then I would eat like a full 1/8 slice of every single pie, every single side, and then I would go puke it out. That's actually what I used to do when I was in that very, very bad period right out of college. And you're like, well, Chris, like, why do you tell us to fast? Like, no, I'm just telling you to delay the food going in, starting at like 12 o'clock, ish, just so you can now have a regular meal, but just making sure that you're focusing on protein and fiber on average, and then leading up to protein snack, being slightly fuller going into the event so you can actually regulate what you want to eat and you don't overstuff it, because we all know that we always make room for desserts. We always make room for the foods that we actually love and enjoy.
Yep.
So you might as well go in there more prepared than completely empty. And that's what I used to do, and that was my absolute downfall during Thanksgiving. And I used to purge it out, so technically the calories never counted, right? I actually don't even know the science behind that now. It's like it's very all over the place because I don't think people want to research what happens when you keep continuously puking it out and purging it. So it's be hard to research.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It feels like you can kind of draw a line. Like
I'm just saying I would love the physiological. I would love to learn the physiological damages to it, but like I said, like how would you test that? Like what? I think it would be irresponsible to test that continuously.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's an ethics thing.
Yeah.
Right. I know it's not like killing people, but like this is like it's psychologically destroying.
Like,
if
oh
you
my
were to
God,
do a full study on this.
So you have this condition where you feel like you are so overweight you need to vomit after every meal to maintain your low weight. All right, yeah, just keep doing that for like maybe a few more months. Get some good data out of it, and then maybe we'll be happy if you live. You'll be fine. All right. Oh my God.
Yeah. Dude, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Okay, so then I'll speak on this. So the way I got out of that was, like I said, what I mentioned is actually what I full circle come back to is that it was understanding that it is a social event. It is about people. It is about everything else outside of the food. And I think I went too far on one side, and I'm trying to tell you guys it's balancing the act of it. So if you have the mindset to maintain the whole week, eat a little bit lighter throughout the week, then go in by fasting, protein snack, or regular salad, lots of veggies, protein snack, and then you get there, eat less throughout the rest of the week, you'll be okay. But just know that the goal is to maintain. Do not do anything else. Please do not do anything else outside of that scope. If you do, I think, well, you know what's funny? I think one of the biggest shifts that people do have that actually do come work with us is that their value system of food changes vastly, meaning that they used to go get 2 scoops of mashed potatoes with just a little bit of turkey because like we just eat it just to eat it, and then everything else will be the sides, right? Whereas now it's like they start to understand like, oh, I probably should lead with turkey. I probably should have a little bit less of the sides anyways, just enough to kind of get my taste buds going and get that little craving out. And then also have a little bit of desserts because when the hell do you have pecan, apple, blueberry, I don't know, walnut pie. I don't know. This is like so much pies now. I lost track. I love sweet potato pie, by the way. But it's just coming out of that was so difficult. So I'm telling you guys, do not develop an eating disorder by doing this. All you're doing is just prolonging the time that you're eating and then enjoying people's company. Okay. And now, before we go, outside of cheesecake, what's your favorite pie?
My favorite pie. It's one I haven't really had very much around these parts. It's something I used to get back home in Canada a lot. Strawberry rhubarb.
Wow.
Is my favorite pie.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like, I don't know, something about it. They just like mesh together very well. It's a nice little flavor combination. But it's hard to find around here. But anyways,
rhubarb. I feel like you would be able to find it more. I mean, maybe not like okay. I don't think in Hoboken per se, but I feel like a lot of bakeries around there. There's a lot of like very good Italian Jewish bakeries around that area. Not both combined, but just Italian and Jewish bakeries that will have stuff like that. Especially around. But I feel like if you go to the city, you'll definitely find a lot of this, like that stuff. We basically find anything over there at that point.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sure if I went to look for it, it's just like one of those things where like so I don't really drink. anymore, right? Like I'm not anti-alcohol. I'm not like gonna abstain from drinking while I'm at like an event. At Thanksgiving, I'll probably have like a beer. At Christmas, I'll probably have a beer. Like, but I don't really want for it anymore the same way that I used to. So like, if I don't want to make strawberry rhubarb pie too available to me, because if I know I can go like down like 3 blocks that way and I can get a strawberry rhubarb pie, I might do that with an alarming degree of frequency. So let's just like I'm going to leave that mystery for what it is. I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm going to fall into that rabbit hole because I don't know if I can climb myself back out very easily.
Yeah, I do not blame you whatsoever. That's one of our actually our main principles is if you have to go, if you want it, go get it, but don't leave it anywhere close around the house or anywhere in your sites or
Yeah.
environments. So I think this is ignorance is bliss kind of moment.
Yeah. How about you, Chris? What's your favorite pie?
Dude, I just love sweets, man. I struggling. It's like asking like an alcoholic what's their favorite alcohol. It's
Yeah.
like I love all the pies, and yeah, I think yeah, there's a hierarchy of it. I would say the top ones. I would say definitely the top ones are uh some sort of apple pie. I'm sure there's a bunch of like caramel apple and whatever. Just the apple pie in general has got to be one of the top next to pecan pie. Those are the two I would put on the top of my list. I don't know how pecan pie with molasses. Like the fact that it's molasses, brown sugar, and pecans is it doesn't make sense to me, but it's fantastic. And I
Mm.
if I have a slice of that, done for. I'm like I want the whole pie. So like I only eat it on Thanksgiving, and I make sure that it's like out of sight, out of line, so I don't eat the
Yeah.
entire pie myself because I
Yeah.
can. And for people who don't know, I did food eating competitions. I used to go out and eat an entire pizza pie in less than 6 minutes. Pizza pie, 18 inches, large.
Jesus.
Okay. I ate an entire 2 pound burger, 3 pound cheesesteak in less than 35 minutes. Like, I can eat when I wanted to. I trained for it. But this is why I also have an eating disorder, so do not do that.
Yeah, please don't.
Please don't do that. So, anything you have to say for these guys going into Thanksgiving week, or Thanksgiving Day, honestly?
Sorry, what? Oh God. It's falling apart. It's okay. And you go to Thanksgiving Day, just like the trick to Thanksgiving Day is just like you already know like what you're supposed to be doing, right? Like you already have an idea of like how to eat, and just like it's just applying the same principles you're always applying. It's a little bit more dangerous because there's a lot more stuff like floating around. There's a lot of alcohol out and about. There's a lot of like the miscellaneous snacks on the tables, just like in the in between times. What gets me a lot of the time, you know what I mean? Where like there'll be like Linden chocolates and whatever else just like kicking about for absolutely no fucking reason whatsoever, and I'm
Cheese and
just like, hey, I'm
crackers,
here. Yeah, it's like
nuts.
let's some chocolates at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Even though I'm gonna have a giant fucking meal in 15 minutes, why not? Yeah, when in Rome, it's like it's just like sticking to your guns, like having your turkey, having a general game plan, and just like understanding that like the day is about maintenance and it's not about losing weight. No one's losing weight on Thanksgiving unless you're in like competition prep, unless like or something crazy. Like just what you need to do. You need to like prioritize turkey. You need to go a little easier on the sweets. It's just about executing. It's just keep it simple. Don't overthink it. It's going to be okay. And you're going to come out of the next day. You'll be a little up from just like water weight. 2 days later, that'll be gone. You're back on track. That's really it.
Love it. And I guess I'll finish it off by saying that Thanksgiving itself, it's just it comes every year. Every of these holidays come every year. So you're gonna have to learn how to navigate it anyways. So why not learn how to do it now? Right? Every Thanksgiving that comes by, keep blaming yourself that like, oh, I'm not on track and just give it all or nothing. Like, no. It's learning how to integrate it in. And if you use these tips that we've given you, you will be successful in maintaining your weight throughout this entire week. Okay. But just know that it's never an excuse not to be on track. And I think that's the thing is like learning to draw boundaries. The guys we speak to, the men, like you draw your own boundaries. You don't have to be the guy. I think it's the movie Just Friends, where Ryan Reynolds is like, he's like obviously like the corporate guy, super lean now, walks into the diner, and then the waitress of like 50 years has been there. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're here!" And then you go, "You're not the usual," and comes back with like a half pound chocolate cake, and that was like his normal thing when he was 300 pounds. Like when you enter these situations and you are the overweight person and you're the one that's trying to better yourself, don't be don't get peer pressured into it, right? You're the one that's setting the standard. You're the one that's going to tell them, hey, like this is what I'm doing. You don't have to be an asshole about it. You just say like, hey, I'm just watching a little bit what I eat. I can enjoy the foods that you're putting out here. I'm just going to choose to eat these things, right? And I'm still going to enjoy myself. And you are. I think what happens when you restrict, when you think to yourself, you restrict, like, oh, I can't have this, is when you start to have a bad relationship with food. That's when you start to binge, like me, right? Because you put this in your head saying, I can't have this. And then you fight it. You just keep fighting it. Whereas you're saying, I am choosing to eat less of it because it is not aligned with my goals. Okay. So a lot of peer pressure will happen. Like Brett said, stick to your guns. And if anything, if somebody challenges you, you can always say, I am doing a challenge. And then explain to them that, hey, I'm trying to eat healthier, I'm trying to lose X amount of weight, whatever. But explain it to somebody who's trying to push you to be like, hey, have my cheesecake. Hey, you can have this. Don't worry. It's not going to ruin your diet. Oh, Mr. Healthy. No. Say, I'm on this challenge. And what happens 99% of the time is most people will actually back off because they don't want to be the one responsible for your downfall. They don't want to be the person that you can actually blame. So when you say it like that, right, even if it's a small white lie, right? I mean, technically it's not because you are doing a challenge for yourself, which is trying to navigate Thanksgiving every single year, which is going to happen. This would be a great way to make sure you stay on track. Peer pressure is a thing. Don't give in. This is what we as men need to do anyways, is draw boundaries, have values. If you're enjoying the show so far, please subscribe. Share with a friend that would love hearing what we have to say and how we can help them lose fat, build some muscle tone as a corporate man. All right, back to the show. It is Saturday before Thanksgiving Day of 2025, and I was at the gym early in the morning, and surprisingly, I guess to me it's surprising because I usually very now head down. I like to mind my own business at the gym because I don't want to poach, I don't want to cause a scene. But multiple people came up to me and said that my squat was impeccable, and how does my hair not move? In that order. And so for the viewers, I've been squatting almost once a week since I was 16 years old. It has been 15 years of squatting. If I didn't know how to squat by now, that'd be such a major issue. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm the best squatter in the world. I'm just saying that if I haven't crafted my skill set, sharpened my blade, that'd be a big issue. Because then how the hell would I be coaching you guys how to squat? Right. But I think the bigger concern about it was that they were asking me for tips, and it's Saturday morning. And for you guys that don't know, Saturday morning is the biggest time for the gym, like in terms of traffic and in terms of training sessions for trainers. And there were at least 6 new trainers there that were just sitting around at the desk doing nothing, and nobody asked them. And I was shocked because I was like, I was like, hey, this is what I do, whatever. Like, hey, there's some trainers there that will gladly that will gladly like help you out with your squat. And they're like, well, nobody else is using no hands on the bar, 315, squatting ass to grass. And I was like, I'm just warming up, dude. I'm just figuring out where my feet are, and I'm not going heavy anymore. Like, I'm just kind of just not trying to break my back ever again. But that really broke into my mind. And then the other guy was just talking about hair, and eventually he was like, "Yeah, dude, like that's not real." I was like, "That? What do you mean that's not real? You can't say ass to grass? Like this is real." and then they're like, "Well, nobody just squats 315 with no hands on the bar, ass to grass." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, it's just what I do. Like we should practice. It's just all it is." But I don't know if any of you, I don't know if any trainers that work out at the gym there that aren't trainers at Crunch now, but that definitely does not happen as much back there.
No, no, not at all. It's pretty rare. I mean, like I fuck around with it once in a while. Like I won't go up to 3 plates doing it. That's like a little rich for my blood. But I can do like 2 plates with no hands pretty easily. It rests on like a pretty comfy part of my back to do it. So I could probably work all the way up to 3 plates if I really wanted to ass to grass squat fucking 3 plates with no hands. But that seems like a bit much, right? Like, but I do it once in a while just for it's. I feel it's like it's oddly helpful for balancing, right? Like it's good to generally feel out your positioning during a deep squat because if you're squatting properly, it really shouldn't move on you in the first place, right? Like it should just kind of hang out on your back anyways. And yeah, you're gonna want to like pull the bar in, make sure you stay nice and tight. But if the weight is rather moderate, then you should really have no problem just like having it rest there. If you're like a 4 or 5 plate squatter, like a 3 plate squat with no hands, should be like kind of a walk in the park, I'd imagine. But
I haven't squatted 405 since almost last year now. Like even just for reps or whatever, anything of that load in general.
Mhm.
Because of my every time I deadlift at a certain point, it's just my back is just the complete weak link. So it's just completely shot. But like I said, I was more baffled at the fact that there was like about 6 trainers at their desks,
Mhm.
just scrounging around, digging around. And to be fair, like I used to do that too, but at a certain point, it was more of the fact that they didn't go to them and they are clearly there. But I think, like I think I mentioned this before, was working at that crunch. It was probably working with the most competent people, whether they were hungry to learn or they were already really good. And that was coming from working at 4 or 5 different gyms already within the area in all different sectors, in corporate, in private. So it means a lot when when I say that. So when I come to this gym is all about optics. It's like what clothes, what brand are you wearing for your clothes? What like yeah, what shoes are you wearing? Wearing Nobles? Oh, okay. You wearing Hokas? Like that kind of shit,
Just
right?
writing shit down, just like, oh, if I want to squat like that, I gotta like, get these fucking shoes. Like,
Yeah,
that's a little fucking.
I had the barefoot shoes on. I just used a squat wedge. So
Yeah, yeah,
I didn't have shit. I literally just walked in, raw dogged it,
yeah.
and then they're like, okay, there's something's up to this guy. Like, what the hell just happened? Um, but I think the biggest thing that hit me was the poor execution of trainers there, and I
Yeah.
think it just goes to show it's like, and this is at a lifetime, right? This is like the upper echelon of people paying money to be there.
Mhm.
So, and even in that level, people were not even taking in the trainers there. So I cannot imagine what it's like being around like the regular basic gyms and being a trainer and trying to find good coaching. Um, but to be fair, I would say like 90% of the trainers at any gym that you work at are not as competent as the top 10. It's like a big disparity. I think it's better. I think it's even a bigger spread of the Pareto principle at that point. But that's just my hot take on it, to be fair. Um, but yeah, that's basically what happened on my Saturday morning. So we were just talking about ass to grass squats and hair not moving. Um,
It's synthetic. I swear to God, it's synthetic. It's just wires on your fucking head. It doesn't go anywhere. It's never moved ever. It's just like I don't know if it's like implants. If you just have like enough fucking hairspray in there that's like encased in a solid shell or what. But like I don't think I've ever seen a hair on your head move at all. So I definitely like it's AI. I think that's what it is. Like your hair's AI. It's
100% AI. This is all
AI.
a
Okay, fair
figment of your
enough.
imagination. A
That's
figment
true.
of your.
That makes
Uh,
sense. All right.
but yeah,
Okay.
that was basically that was my entire Saturday morning spent, and then I guess we'll lead right into it because it's perfect. So for this Thanksgiving with her side of the family,
Mhm.
uh, well, we went to Costco today, and we were looking for brisket. So we're gonna smoke our own brisket because her father has his own crazy smoking thing. It's not a regular
Oh,
smoker. It's
that's dope as hell. I like smokers are great. So sick.
in the Midwest. You know what's psychotic? I will go to every neighbor. We just, they're all neighborly around here in the Midwest, and everybody has everything possible. Everything. You talking a grill, a
Really?
smoker, an ice castle, freaking all the Jeeps, cars, trucks, and I'm like, oh, and then it makes sense because like it's 50% of the how much you pay for your mortgage here than it
Mhm.
is anywhere else,
Oh yeah.
essentially. So you have so much
It's
more money
also
to play with.
it's also like a space thing, right? Like I can't imagine having like I live in an apartment in Hoboken. Like I can't imagine putting a fucking smoker in here somewhere. It's like where the fuck would it go? Just like have like a giant fucking pipe leading out the window so I can fucking like just air out keep the air out kind of thing. Like smokers are fucking sick though. Like
Yeah, so we're gonna do we bought a USDA prime brisket,
Mhm.
so we're gonna cap it. We're gonna cap it off, and then have a bunch of these seasonings. And when we used ChatGPT to figure out the seasoning, the timing, and we're gonna see if AI is actually worth its salt. But that's actually what we're gonna do for Thanksgiving this year, at least with the family that we have in Minnesota.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think you'd be disappointed in this part. So out of everybody that's there, right? So you have her parents, my family, her siblings' families. So that's four and another six. Okay. So that is 10, 13, 15 people out of 15 people. I would say, right? I'll break this down. A 14-pound brisket will be broken down into probably like 8 pounds of meat, give or take.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Just do 8 pounds.
Yeah,
8 pounds is a number.
there's shrinkage. It happens.
Yeah, yeah. Like cutting off the fat and the shrinkage. Let's do 8 pounds raw, right? Let's just say
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
cooking it. I guarantee you, everybody else besides me and my father-in-law will eat no more than 3 ounces. So 13
Cow-
people.
cowards.
Yeah, I'm.
Yeah.
That is like the highball for me too, because there's four kids that don't even that aren't fed. Then you have the two kids that only eat like. I mean, this is like stereotypical. We're talking all they eat is candy, chicken nuggets, French fries, hot dogs, like just completely stereotypical. Dairy Queen, like the whole nine. Right. I mean, to be
Mhm.
fair, I was there too, so it's not like
Yeah.
this is a whole new world. It's just to me, it's more of like the fact when you have a nutritionist on your in your family, I don't berate them about it, but I'm just like I can give such different variety of foods that you can try that are good or healthier generally speaking. But this is a USDA prime brisket. I mean, come on,
Yeah,
like
just fucking go after it. What? I don't know. I love smoked meat. Smoked meat's so good. It's such like a great cooking technique for like a lot of reasons, right? Like there's so much you can do that imparts like so much flavor without like really messing with the macro or micro contents of it. Like you're not gonna shoot the calories up like crazy, like you're adding fucking oil to it, like getting like a good hard sear on it. Like you could just create like a bark while it's smoking just by like, with a small glaze, which can be like relatively low calorie if you know what you're doing. And then on top of that, there's like so much like interchangeability when you're doing like different kinds of wood. Like, you can do like hickory, you can do like mesquite, all these different things will all have like a very different product. So even though you're like making the same, you can make the same thing like every week and have it be different for like basically forever, right? Um, it's for those people who just cannot like nail down one thing they like and stick to it, which I don't blame them because that's for crazy people like myself. Just like there's so much variance in smoking that you can just manipulate it with like relatively little effort. Like it's just a great fucking technique, great way to cook.
I mean, I can tell you right now what the actual game plan is right now. I have it all laid out, printed. So
Okay.
let's see what they are going to use. Let's see. So 10, okay, we have a 14-pound USDA prime packer brisket,
Hmm.
kosher salt, 16 mesh black pepper, uncoated butcher paper with beef tallow, smoker. Which wood are we using? Which wood? That's the most important part I'm looking for. I think it's red oak.
Okay, sure.
Sorry. Yeah, it's basically okay. So I think it's either post oak or cherry oak. I forgot which one it is. Um, but that's the ones that we're gonna be using this time around because that's just whatever is locally available. Um,
I imagine it'll be the cherry oak. Cherry oak's pretty good.
yeah, I don't. I haven't smoked a brisket. I mean, I'm from the freaking suburbs of New Jersey. We don't have a smoker.
Yep.
We have a grill, and I grill even when it's snowing and 10 degrees outside. But I feel like a smoker is just too much space, even in a small
Oh
townhouse
yeah.
in Jersey.
We had one at one of the restaurants I worked at for a while. And we would just like it was dope as hell. We would do like the same thing every week because we would just take the smoker on like Monday or Tuesday and we would smoke all of our house made bacon. We would cure that over the weekend and then on Monday we would like pull it out, put it up, put it in the smoker and just like smoke it so the entire block could like smell like the smoke coming off it, plus like whatever seasonings we put in there was really, really dope. When we would do that every single Saturday. It was like brought like a lot of buzz to the restaurant, which is really cool. We had like a great like house cut bacon. You know what I mean? Like we actually had like a bacon plate there. We would like slice the bacon like real thick, like maybe like half an inch or so, quarter inch, and then we would just like top that with some like fresh made or some fresh produce. There was a certain company we were working with that would like it was such a cool setup. They would send us a list of items they had available from like local farms, and you would have to go through the list and place your order like relatively quickly because like they're just local small farms. They're not like big corporate things. So they had a very, very finite supply of things, and then they would send that stuff to you just like from farms throughout New Jersey. It was amazing.
It's
And
great.
then yeah, it was awesome. So we'd do like the bacon plate, and we would like glaze the bacon with our some house made barbecue sauce. We'd also that we had, and then we'd like plate it with like some some peaches. We'd some sliced strawberry. Do like a kind of like a smoky and salty versus sweet sort of setup. It was really cool. Like working with a guy at that point in time. He still works in New Jersey. He's still a chef at like different areas. His name is Chef Nick DeRosa. I don't know where he's at now exactly, but that guy was fucking awesome. That guy was incredible at his job. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, this will be the first time we mess around with it, so I'll let you know how it goes after
Hell yeah.
that Saturday. Well, we're doing it on Saturday, like this side of the family. But what are you doing for Thanksgiving this year?
Thanksgiving this year is just going down with the wife to her aunt's place. Small gathering. How many people we got? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, roughly 7-ish, 8-ish people. That's a small holiday, a little intimate. And then by contrast, like Christmas is like way more busy, way more people around. But yeah, yeah, it's it. Just like one day, driving down on Thursday morning or Thursday afternoon, and then back on uh that night. Just quick little day trip, easy peasy.
Gotcha,
Yeah.
gotcha. And anything you look forward to on that day in terms of food, drinks?
Yeah, my primary dietary vice of cheesecake. There's a reason, like I love cheesecake, dude. Cheesecake's so fucking good. I don't know what it is about it. Versus like pie or regular cake or whatever. Cheesecake is just like a fucking step above. It's fucking amazing. I will 100% just be saving most of my calories for that. I'll have like relatively low food otherwise. Like I try to set up my holidays so that I'm in a bit of a surplus phase during the holiday season, just for this reason. But yeah, like I'm still just gonna like uh load up on fucking turkey and just avoid most of the sides. Or for the most part, have like a little bit here and there, but don't go crazy on like mashed potatoes because I'm just gonna have like 2 pieces of cheesecake and I know it, so I have to really accommodate for that. But yeah.
Well, the only thing I have to say about that is when I was there in Hoboken, I didn't think I had a good cheesecake.
I didn't say it was good cheesecake. I said it was cheesecake. It doesn't need to be fantastic. I'm not saying like this is life changing cheesecake. You have to have it. No, this is like some shitty store bought cheesecake with like I think it's actually like just pre sliced. There's like 4 different flavors with like 2 or 3 slices of each in the fucking container. It's not good, but like when you have something so rarely, I don't need it to be like the best cheesecake ever. I just need to hit that fucking that texture, that sweetness, the little chocolate, so that to mellow it out kind of thing. Like that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't need to be like I don't need to. A lot of times when I talk to like people who are chefs or who were chefs, they end up with like this very, very, very refined palate, which I totally get. But the more that I think about my own experiences, is I don't really need to have the nicest things ever uh to enjoy myself, right? Like there is enjoyment to be found in the more simple things that aren't like don't take you like 3 hours to prepare, that nature, right? Like you just don't need to put all that much work into it to just have some simplicity. I think like Bourdain really hit the nail on the head with like a lot of things where Anthony Bourdain, rest in peace and all that, would go to like, go get a hot dog and like have a great time kind of thing. It's just like, you can just enjoy things for what they are. And I'm gonna enjoy some shitty fucking store-bought, pre-sliced, multi-flavored cheesecake. And that's gonna be my fucking that's gonna be my Thanksgiving, I think.
That's chill. Well, what if I told you this? So, one, I know everybody over there is all about juniors, and yes, I've had juniors frozen and delivered. I thought it was good. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like I didn't go like just nut all over this entire camera. But
Okay.
I think one of the better cheesecakes over there was a Japanese, I think a Korean or a Japanese one in K Town, and it was their I forgot the name of the place, which I'll Google it afterwards. I'll go Grace Street. That's what it was called, the dessert place. It was really good. That was probably one of the best ones I've ever had. Now, interestingly enough, all the food here in Minnesota is trash in terms of the restaurants, unless you go into the major Twin Cities area. God awful. Like every Italian restaurant, every restaurant I've ever been to is like all 4.5 star, 4.6. I go in there and it's like frozen pizza quality. The bread is just not the same. That's one. But two, I the steakhouse here called Pittsburgh Blue, it's more of a Midwestern thing,
Mhm.
has by far the best cheesecake I have ever had so far.
Really?
No crust.
Okay.
So that's what threw me off the first time. And I told her, I was like, this would be the number one cheesecake if it had a crust. And I was like, I just like the crust. It doesn't matter about anything else. That's very biased. But in terms of the actual cheesecake portion of it, fantastic. The best. One slice is like $15 and it's probably the size of my head. The whole pie is $120. Like that's how big it is. It's like
Jesus Christ.
it's massive. I take her there every year for our anniversary, December 2nd. So I'll be there in like 10 days. Um and I'll gladly send you a picture and maybe when you come visit. That's one. Two, they also create the similarity with that, but they have a key lime pie cheesecake. And I'm like, and it has a crust. And I was like, this is incredible. That was by far the best dessert I've had because I love key lime pie. She loves cheesecake. And I was like, imagine meshing the two and throw a strawberry on top. I was like, man, or strawberry, the little the glaze. I don't know what it's called. It's not icing, but you get the idea. And that was probably the best cheesecake I've ever had, ever. And I've had a lot of cheesecakes, including mascarpone, I think it's called, right? Mascarpone,
Yeah,
Italian
mascarpone.
cheesecake,
Mascarpone,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, which is one of my buddy's friends, who also owns a restaurant in New Jersey. That's what he uses. Like that's the cheese that he uses for his
Yeah,
cheesecake, which is great too.
sure.
But this was like the softest, richest. I'll have to take a picture of it. I'll gladly put it on Instagram for everybody to see. But that's easily the best cheesecake I've ever had. But I don't think we're doing anything specific within our normal family of Thanksgiving. I just think like I just don't like. I don't go out of my way to eat any of these foods, and nor do I want to. And we're gonna get into this in a second because this really grinds my gears too. Um, but I don't go. I. It's funny because I didn't celebrate Thanksgiving growing up. Like that was just not part of our tradition, right? The
Yeah.
American Thanksgiving. Like we had duck, we had dumplings, we had was it like bao buns? We had was it barbecue pork, right? Char siu roe. Like
Yep.
we had all these Chinese foods. I did not grow up with what is it now? Cranberry sauce, gravy, turkey, stuffing. I didn't even know what stuffing was. I was like, what the hell do you stuff turkey with? This is not what you put in turkey. I was like, what the hell do you put turkey? A duck in there? And then that never made sense to me.
Mhm.
So that was number one. So then when I did have it for the first time when I was like 16, I was so thrown off by it because I was like, it was truly American. We're talking like right out of the can, right out of jars, cans, and then like a turkey from the local market. But I was like, this was nothing for me to be like, oh yeah, I missed a lot. I was so deprived. I was like, I'd rather have had my scallion pancakes, like my
Yeah.
dumplings, bao
Yep.
buns, soup dumplings, um, all that kind of stuff. That was great. That was fantastic. Are you kidding me?
I imagine. Hell yeah.
And that was like a normal night for a Chinese guy. So the fact that all that was on the table, and now no, this is actually kind of funny. So I don't know if you have anybody in your family that has like whether it be a placebo effect or a nocebo effect, but is like gluten intolerant, soy intolerant, everything intolerant, tomato, potato, patata, like everything intolerant. Um, but we do have one on this side of the family.
Oh God. I don't. My family's always been pretty like light on the dietary restrictions. Besides, like a couple of people who are vegan by choice, no one really has like a whole lot of allergies, which is great. But no, I don't deal with that stuff. I haven't really dealt with that stuff in a hot minute since I worked in kitchens and had to cook for the people all the time, which is rough at times because like there's like a lot of moving parts and people come in like, hey, can you change this entire dish around? And I'm just like, fucking maybe. Really awkward, but
Well, let's go this way. So the fact, like I said, I'm a nutritionist, so I can easily find out the substitutes. But putting it together and make it taste good, that's a whole nother story. So we do have a person that's like this. So now our stuffing that we're making is, I mean, to be fair, it's like we're gonna get gluten-free bread. So gluten-free bread is what, like Ezekiel? No, it's not even Ezekiel. Like there's a certain type of bread that is, I forgot what it is, or it has certain companies that have it. But you're stripping away essentially the base of the bread. Excuse me. So that's one. So nothing can also be made with soy. So any sauces, any oils, anything. So soy lecithin, soy expeller, everything. Like every detail of soy has to be out. By all means. And then from there, like I naturally don't have anything with like preservatives, diglycerides. Like I just don't have a lot of those binders and stuff naturally. But this is hyper specific. So everything that we have to make or bring, nothing of that sort. Which is, I mean, to be fair, it's like I'm not like super against it. It's just the fact that like we're making the stuffing, and well, by we I mean Alyssa.
yeah,
And I was
that's
like,
weight. Yeah, that's weight.
yeah, that's I was like, I'll grab the ingredients, but I don't know how it'll turn out because what's in stuffing? Like, is it so breadcrumbs,
Yeah, it's
celery?
traditionally yeah, pretty much like breadcrumbs, more fibrous vegetable like mirepoix usually, carrots, onion, celery. Then you'll have like traditionally like herbs, thyme, rosemary are your go-tos. It's like those are very generic savory herbs. Whatever else you're cooking the turkey with. So if you're cooking turkey with like I don't know some sage or something, probably there in the stuffing as well, just for consistency's sake. Have it like be more like consistent throughout. Um, and then from there, like a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. I used to know some people who would do like sausage in their stuffing, which is kind of neat.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just like you can fucking yeah, just like you would start off with the sausage. Oh, and I've had apple in stuffing once, and that was like really good as well.
that's cool. She's pork intolerant too, so or not intolerant,
Yeah,
but she chooses not to eat pork. So that's why I'm like, man, that's such
it's
a
probably a
shame.
skill issue, but okay, yeah, okay. Uh,
Pain my ass.
I know, right? It's why? I don't know.
Everything that tastes good. She can't have pork. She can't have. I mean, to be fair, I don't do a lot of that stuff either. But this is like
Mhm.
beyond natural measures. So,
Right.
but that has with every dish. Every dish has to be like that too, though. It's not just we're just making the stuffing. Just imagine everything else. So all our kids don't eat that. She doesn't eat that, obviously, and her husband slash Alyssa's brother doesn't eat that stuff because she's the one that like makes all the food. So just imagine this Thanksgiving is just gonna be like all and imagine all the desserts too.
Sad.
No, it's what? No gluten in my cheesecake. No gluten in my cookies, in my pies.
Intolerable. I can't do it.
Ice
Right.
cream. I mean, gluten's on ice cream, but like I'm
But
pretty
it
sure
could be.
but she's dairy free. I'm like, okay, you're killing me now. Like this is
That's
just pain.
way too much.
I'm like I was like, at this point, you have to bring your own stuff
I
because
know, right? That's kind of just how it is. It's like at a certain point in time, there's not really there's so much catering to these people involved, right? That's that if you have to prepare there's a certain level of dietary restriction that just becomes unreasonable to deal with for a certain period of time.
I agree.
And I feel like you're there.
I agree.
Right? Like
I think hot take.
hmm?
If you have a lot of dietary restrictions and nobody else has them,
Hmm?
it is your responsibility to not burden the host. Hot take. Don't care. Because imagine hosting somebody. In this case, it's a family of 15, and you
Huh?
have, I just listed what, 7 things off the top of my
Yes.
head?
Yep.
And all those 7 things have to be catered to you, nobody else.
That's
Literally
insane.
nobody else. And we have to manipulate all the recipes to you. I'm like, unbelievable. You know what's funny? It's like
No. It's like
my
you
my wife will do it now this time, but like I was like, babe, you cannot be doing this the next few times because one person cannot manipulate 15 people's plates. She can bring her own food, or like we can accommodate like 1 or 2 dishes, but not the entire thing. Like that is
Sure.
crazy.
100%. You can't just like rework an entire menu for one individual. It's just kind of like okay, so you are kind of, you have these dietary restrictions. You're coming to this event. We will prepare for you like, one entree focus, one side, like one focused entree for you, one side for you that will have like nothing to do with your dietary restrictions, and then like maybe a dessert. And then beyond that, like that's on you. Like I am not gonna like make everything twice or make everything worse for everybody else for one individual. That is selfish, unhinged behavior. Like that's
Such privileged behavior. It's
like I
unbelievable.
know, right? That's fucking crazy to me. Like who the fuck are you? Like you're if you're not cooking the food, like you don't get to dictate what is in it, right?
But
Like
yeah, especially majority of the food too. Like that's a 1 in
yeah,
15, right? That's
mhm,
craziness. This time we will accommodate as best we can. But and I'm pretty sure she's gonna bring some certain things. But I told her,
mhm.
I was like, you're lucky in this day and age. We actually have like the gluten-free stuff, the dairy-free desserts, the all that kind of stuff. I can't imagine like 30, 40 years ago. They'd be like, they'd probably
Oh
look at you
yeah.
like, besides if you're like literally intolerant to it or
Mhm.
completely allergic, that they would be like what the hell is this soy? You're allergic to soy, the most
Yeah.
common product of all time in the
Yeah.
world right now. Like you
Mhm.
can't have soy lecithin, you can't have soybean oil, soy sauce, like nothing. Um, so that's basically how that went. Um, but I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep everybody updated here on what is going on with that because it's crazy. But having a brisket, we're making stuffing, and everybody else is kind of bringing like the sides. You know what? I've never had technically a green bean casserole. Do I really want it? Or do I like look forward to it? Not really. No, that's another thing that I'm not the
I
big like what's crazy is
don't.
understanding food. I don't like it a lot of things mixed into one thing. Like which is like the cornerstone of the Midwest American
It
food, you know? Like
is, isn't
I didn't
it?
know tater tot hot dish was a thing, which is a bunch of meat, tater tots at the bottom, cream and mushroom soup. I don't like any of that stuff besides the tater tots. I think it's ground beef too, but like I just don't like that conglomeration. Like I'd rather have like a burger and tater
Uh-huh.
tots.
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah, like I'm with you. Like I think you need to have some fucking respect for the food for a second. Just like you don't, you are like one step away from just like putting everything into a blender and drinking it like a fucking smoothie, which sounds like terrorism. I'm pretty sure. Like
it's
that's
food terrorism.
it really is. Like you were trying to like have some respect for the food. Like have each individual item be prepared as an individual. You don't need to like throw everything in a fucking pan, just bake it and hope for the best. Like that's fucking crazy. What are we doing? Like, everything can be prepared by itself. It's not that big a deal. It's not that hard. If you want to have everything, then cook everything. If you were just like, I want to have a little bit of this, but I want this flavoring as well and this flavoring as well. You don't want to like, and you just want to bake all that together. Like that sounds like fucking just have less things. Have less things. You'll enjoy them more. I don't like casserole as like a concept. It was just like it feels like it was born of like, oh, we have what do we have left over? All this? Yeah, it's dinner in the pan. And then there you go. Like that's crazy. That's fucking it's insane stuff.
That
It's
would make
like
sense actually. But you know what's funny? I
uh-huh.
only had chicken pot pie twice in my life, and
Uh-huh.
both times I fell asleep like 10 minutes later.
Really?
And it's the same thing. I mean, it's just it's essentially a pie crust. I didn't know this until I had it. It's just
Yeah.
essentially a pie crust outside. excuse me, and then the insides, which is like what chicken, regular vegetables, and then I don't know what the liquid base is. Is it chicken soup? Is it
Yeah,
with
typically like
cornstarch?
chicken stock or chicken broth, that they'll like thicken with either cornstarch slurry or possibly a roux, depending on like how classic you're going.
No, Midwest America in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. This is not fancy stuff at all. But
I mean, it's not fancy stuff. That's classic gravy making
yeah,
techniques. Is just like you cook your chicken stock down and then you just like throw some roux in, whisk it in. The roux will like break down and thicken the overall stock, and that's how you get gravy. And then that's what you just fold into your chicken pot pie or your shepherd's pie or whatever.
I don't like. What's
Uh,
funny is I don't like any of that. Like I tried them all, and I was like, "How do you guys
really?
enjoy this stuff?" Like I eat like sure if somebody cooks it for me, like I'm not gonna complain about it, right? But if you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but like if I'm the one dictating what I'm gonna eat, I don't go like, "Let's go get chicken pot pie," or like let's get this heated up frozen version of this, and I'm like, that is like so out of left field now for me. Whereas I currently just thoroughly enjoy taking the foods that I naturally love and like any sort of ethnic food that you can think of, I just find the leaner options of meat, swap the low calorie version of the carbs, throw a bunch of vegetables I enjoy. That's all across the board, and that I've thoroughly loved that for tacos, for noodles, for rice dishes, stir fries. I just swapped every high calorie thing for the low calorie version.
Yeah.
Done. And just the sauces, I try my best to keep it low calorie. If that's the only thing that's high calorie, cool. You know, I will eat that because it's the flavor itself is more important at that point. Um, but imagine everything. I cannot. One chicken pot pie was like 1,200 calories a slice, and I was baffled. I was like, you know what do I have to do with 1,200 calories? I was like, I can eat like 4 cups of rice, half a pound of meat with veggies, with sauce, and a serving of ice cream. Like that's how much food that is in one chicken pot pie about this big.
No, it's preposterous. This is like there's so much like flour like just in that shit, right? Like the amount of like thickness you need to have the sauce like bind and hold, and not just gonna like you not just like crack it open and just goes. Bleh. It's like it's just so heavy.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that's Midwest food, and that's why I said, and I stand where I said. Midwest food is not great. It is just the typical American food. I'm glad I wasn't born 50 years ago, and this is like the norm of TV frozen dinners and casserole hot dishes, because this is probably the reason why everybody got fat pretty fast in the upcoming generation,
Oh yeah.
next to the processing of the food. But
I
I
mean,
digress before I go into that loophole. So for the people listening, yes, just understand that both Brett and I are foodies in the sense of
yeah.
well, Brett was a chef, and I obviously had an eating disorder. So the fact that I am very well versed in the realm of food and had a very dying love of it and confided in it, we both have just an appreciation of it. So, leading into how we help you guys and what our current strategies are for Thanksgiving. Okay. And to leave it with that, thank you for watching this podcast. If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, please subscribe, follow us on our Instagrams. Mine is coach_Chris Lee. All right, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. See you guys soon.